Hello, everyone, and welcome to Elevate Your Business. I'm Ed Jarecki, and I'm thrilled to guide you through today's episode. It's designed to inspire and empower you on your journey to business success. Thank you for joining us and making this part of your entrepreneurial journey. Today, we're thrilled to introduce our guest, Logan Meadows. As a leader at Play Abroad, he empowers student athletes to embrace global education and soccer excellence, including providing expert guidance and opening doors to international opportunities. Logan's focus: seamlessly blending education, sports, and exploration as part of each student's education and sports journey. As Logan joins us on the show, he'll shed light on what success means to him personally and how his definition has evolved over time, as well as one or two of his top challenges and the lessons learned associated with them. And finally, for today, we'll explore how Logan has leveraged innovation in his business and other endeavors to overcome challenges and achieve his goals. So join us as we dive into Logan's inspiring journey and learn how they live by the motto, live, study, play abroad. And without further ado, welcome to the show, Logan. It's great to see you again. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Ed. It's a pleasure to be here. A big fan of your podcast, so I'm very grateful to be on today's episode.
I love what you do. It's really, really inspiring. So to start with, could you share with our audience a little bit more about what you do and who you are?
Absolutely. My name is Logan Meadows. I'm the founder and CEO of Play Abroad. My journey has been one that has been based on soccer from the time I was 3 years old until now. And as a player for, I would say, the first 34 years of my life. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to play Division I soccer in the United States, and then I was able to play across the world in a number of different places in Europe. I've been living in Europe for the last 6 years, and I've actually just moved back to the United States about a month ago. I'm so excited about that. And Play Abroad is really, it's me learning on my own personal journey and trying to bring that to young people in the United States. I was not able to go abroad for soccer until I was about 28 years old. So I was on the downslope of my career. And had I known about all the opportunities that Europe and the UK have to provide at a younger age, I would have had potentially a different trajectory, not only in my playing career, but also in my personal development as a human being. So what I'm trying to do with Play Abroad and what our goals are very much trying to give back to young people in the United States by showing them pathways and opportunities abroad. So whether it be someone that's really interested in studying abroad, someone that is interested in the personal growth that comes from culture and cuisine and all of the newness that being in a foreign area brings, or whether it's somebody that wants to play soccer at the very top level, or maybe a culmination of all three, we work to provide a pathway that caters to those personal goals and development.
I absolutely love it. And we talked a little bit about this in our first meeting, and just the cultural understanding, awareness, and experience that you get to go through, that you got to go through, albeit a little bit later in your soccer play career, but still was very inspirational and a wonderful learning experience.
Absolutely, Ed. And you truly begin to interact with your own culture in a different way by experiencing new cultures. I mean, I never in a million years would have thought that I would have a German wife and a 4-year-old daughter that speaks German and English, right? But that's what happened with experiencing the abroad differences in culture. So it's a great opportunity. I truly believe in it. And at Play Abroad, we're really working hard to expand the opportunities for young people as much as we can. We're operating in 16 different countries throughout Europe and the UK. And we are recruiting nationwide in the United States. And really, the premise behind this is everyone's telling the athletes where to go. And we're just telling the athletes to go for it. Point on the map. Where do you want to go? What's inspiring to you? And what sort of personal journey do you see yourself having? And that's when our experts begin to start mapping out these pathways for our players.
Outstanding. Absolutely love it. I wish you all continued success and absolutely want to keep up with that journey. But today, let's talk about success. How do you define it after everything you've been through?
So success, it's not a destination. And it's not like we're trying to find happiness and stay in that space. The great coach, Nick Saban, he talks about it's not in the wins and losses, but it's in the magnificence of the struggle. That's part of what I think is important to point out when we talk about success. I'll take this back to the time period of right when I retired from soccer. And I knew I wanted to build a business like Play Abroad, but I was just trying to figure it out. And I talked to a guy named Danny Rosen, who I mentioned him as a mentor for me because he's just a great guy. He's the owner of Brand Fuel. He's also the owner of the nonprofit Band Together. And he's really just a great community builder. His people are always having the most fun. He has the great culture. He knows everybody. And I asked him what his definition of success was. And this was 8 years ago, maybe. And I was interested to hear him talk about how relationship based success is. And I'll paraphrase, but he was, if you're the guy that people call to find a good dentist, to know where to eat in Rome, to connect with a business opportunity, to provide an internship, if you're that guy, then that's success in itself. So I really took that from Danny and I've been applying it to my own personal journey ever since. With Play Abroad, the goal was how many young people's lives can we change in the beginning? It's almost like, how do you teach as many kids as possible the right way to play soccer? Well, you have to coach coaches, right? So, how do you build a business that has people from all over the country going all over the world? The definition of success was how many people can I send to Europe and the UK? And as we've developed as a company and as I've gotten further and further into it, that definition has changed. The definition now of success is what sort of impact can we have on each individual? So, how do we strengthen these pathways? How do we stay in touch long term? And how do we have a growing network of individuals that we've supported to the next step of their dream all over the world? So, it's more impact based, but success has always been purpose driven for me as opposed to financially driven. I've never been the guy that does something and wants a Ferrari, that type of thing. But part of success is having work-life balance as well. So that's a component of my definition of success. Yes, it's the impact I have on young people's lives, but it's also the impact I have on my daughter's life and the time I have to share with my family.
Absolutely love it. And so you've already kind of talked about your definition of success and how it's evolved. So I'm going to move to the next question. It's never an easy journey, right? You had to really figure out some things, some groundbreaking ways in which to propel your business, your international business, in a space that really didn't have a lot of players in it. What are one or two of the challenges that you encountered and the success tactics you used to pass it along to our audience for their learning and understanding?
Sure. Well, I'll start by saying that if any business owner is watching this, they probably have hundreds of challenges they deal with every single day. They're never going to stop and they come in all shapes and sizes. Our small challenges might be something of time zone differences because we have an international staff or language barriers. I've been on meetings where there's 20 people on the meeting and 15 different nationalities are represented. So those types of smaller challenges that are communication based are part of it. But then there's other challenges like adapting to unexpected customer feedback and making a complete shift in your business direction because of that feedback. When we first were starting out, the biggest challenge was navigating the differences in educational systems from one country to the next. Every country is different, and every school within every country is different. And my vision of what our clients would want is what I loved about my own experience. It was the educational and the learning side and the discovery side as much as it was the soccer. Maybe that's attributed to me being on the downslope of my career at that time. Our biggest goal was to build relationships with universities throughout the world, but we're going to start in Europe and the UK. Let's build relationships with them. Let's learn their way, the processes. Let's learn how to get students accepted to those programs, and learn about all the scholarships and the visas and all of that stuff. So it was very much build relationships with universities. And what we started to learn from our client feedback was a lot of our players were like, yes, school's important for us and we can't wait to travel, but how do I get to the next level? Can you take me to professional soccer? Can you give me a pathway of where I have a viable chance of playing professionally? So there's a lot of players that were much more on the soccer side than I anticipated. So what did we do? That's a challenge. We had to shift. We had to reposition ourselves in the market. And we started building relationships and partnerships with clubs throughout Europe. That's one of our biggest initiatives to this day is building relationships with clubs because now we have a heavily vetted club, say in England or Spain or Italy, that we have relationships with. We know what type of training they provide. We also know the educational opportunities they have. And we feel comfortable sending our player to an environment like that that's soccer based, but still gets a bit of the education, still can pursue the degree, still can transfer credits. So that was a challenge. And it was a completely repositioning of not only our direction as a company and every department, research and development, definitely, but also of things as simple as our website. People go to the Play Abroad website and they see, okay, I can put my GPA in here and the country I want to go to here, and it shows everything I'm eligible for in said country. That was a little too much educational based for some of the soccer players that were navigating our site. So we needed more soccer pictures, right? We needed to talk more about the pathways that we can provide for soccer players. And those are the types of challenges that we've faced. Really, the trick is all about turning these challenges into opportunities.
You stated a number of just incredible golden nuggets. Relationship, fundamentally important. That goes back to what you said in your definition of success and that you got from one of your mentors. It's all about those relationships and listening to the customer feedback and having a system that allows you to adapt quickly to align with what those customer expectations are. So, couple of key nuggets. Anything else you would like to add as kind of a summary to that point?
I would say for anyone watching this show, my biggest feedback on challenges that we've faced is it's almost like a sports game. It's only making you stronger. The players that practiced with Michael Jordan became better players because they were challenged by Michael Jordan on a daily basis. And so we really try to view ourselves in that light at Play Abroad of, these challenges, let's get excited about this. We are getting better at what we do by taking these challenges on every day.
Outstanding. Love it. So, shifting our conversation over to innovation. What you're doing is already fundamentally innovative. Like I said, it's a space in which, based on our conversation, there's not a lot of players out there doing this thing. And frame it. Are you the only company that you know in the United States that's helping the US students go abroad for these?
We are the only of our kind. Most companies come to Leeds or, this is why you should come to Barcelona and play for this club and go to school here, or this is why you should come to Manchester and so on. Right. And they're all talking about, similar pitches. We have the best coaches, we have the best academics, we have the best facilities. And what we are doing is we're acting almost as the middleman for these players. It's like, hey, we've already vetted these companies. We are the expert in this, in navigating this field. And it's a business, it's a tricky field, and we're the experts. And at the end of the day, we want our players to be as successful as possible. So we cater their journey and the pathways we provide to them based on their unique profile, both academically and through soccer.
Outstanding. So, how is innovation playing to help support your business model and attaining your overall business goals?
Well, I think that innovation and culture go hand in hand. When I discuss innovation, I saw a statistic the other day that said 96% of executives define innovation as a top level strategic priority. And those same people 94% of them believe that the performance of their business is failing in terms of innovation. And that blew me away. So, okay, what you're saying is that it's highly important and nobody's getting it right,
Yeah.
right? For us, there's all kinds of innovation, disruptive innovation, technological, daily innovation, right? I think what's important to us is the culture we bring to our staff, to our teams, to everyone involved. Innovation happens every day. And it happens from as simple as a person that's closest to the work saying, hey, I've got this great idea, right? And you might have to go through 50 ideas before you get the right one, right? But the key is that you're listening, you're learning. And this can be, like I said, on any level, as a DevOps situation to a social media team, right? So I think when we talk about Play Abroad's innovation, it centers around culture. It centers around letting people have a voice, empowering them, and saying that mistakes are okay. You know, sometimes mistakes is the good friction right there, right?
Learn and keep moving forward.
I would say it's key to familiarize yourself as a business owner with agile principles. Look into Scrum, understand how these highly technical, robust DevOps teams work. And really, what that's all about is lowering the bar and taking things in little short sprints. We do this with every single team at Play Abroad, from research and development to design to social media. We work in a Scrum environment where we're like, okay, let's agree on this week what we're going to accomplish. And then let's go to the next week and we'll do a review and we have a next week's goal. And it just really helps you course correct along the path. I always think of the warship that the United States built. I forget if it was an airplane or an actual ship, but what I do remember about it is it was the most expensive and best warship ever, and only one will ever be made. Because by the time the new one's made, it won't be the best. The technology would have moved faster than the product they can create. So we really try not to let that happen. And we try to give everyone a voice and we try to act quickly. The last thing I'll say about innovation is a lot of times people say that they're perfectionists when they're really just scared. You got to take some risks when it comes to innovation. You look at some of these artists. There's an artist that I love, Andre 3000. Everyone around him was saying that he's crazy and his career is going to be done when he released Hey Ya. And what happened was that it's the most popular song he's ever had, right? And he was able to take that risk to say, well, this is an innovative sound from what my audience is used to seeing, but I believe in it. So those are the key components I would say around innovation when I
No,
define it.
I love it. Your reference to agile philosophy and applying that to your holistic business model. That's a concept called enterprise agile. Very, very difficult for organizations to achieve because it takes maintaining that vision, that North Star focus, but providing the ability for everyone to adapt and continue to move forward in a synchronous manner. So very challenging, but allows a tremendous amount of flexibility and adaptability as you're traveling down that road to ultimately achieve those strategic goals and that vision. Outstanding, and to be applauded for what you've accomplished there. Very nice. Anything else you'd like to say on that front?
I think that's good to go. We'll keep
All
it
right.
broad for today.
All right. So, final feedback for the audience. If there was one thing that you could share with them to say, you know what, as part of your business journey, you really should consider for your success, what would that be?
Well, I've thought about this, Ed, since we talked last week, and you told me that that might be something we discuss. And I've gone from deep diving into ideas to a broader scope. And at the end of the day, what I can say is I think it's about having a learner's spirit all the time as a business owner. Part of what we are providing to our clients, to our players, our students, part of that comes with having a learner spirit. We want our clients to have a learner spirit. We want them to go into these new situations and learn new culture, learn new coaching styles, learn new cuisines, and so on. And if you bring it to myself as the CEO and some of the other executives, it's still on that underlying current of learner's spirit, right? Learn from everyone in your company. Never think that you've got it all figured out. I'm very lucky to have an international staff that I can listen to and learn from because their perspectives are so vast when you have such a completely different way of life. And that's taught me the importance of just continually to learn. Steve Jobs' famous quote, "We hire smart people not to tell them what to do, but so they can tell us what to do." That's easier said than done, especially for a small business owner like myself, where this is my baby and I don't want to relinquish control. I want to have my tentacles on everything. So I think that's the biggest piece of advice that I could give is give up that control. Trust the people. Spend extra time hiring the right people so you can trust them and really just continually learn as you go down this journey.
I absolutely love it. Thank you for that message. Learn, adapt, keep an open mind, continuous learning mindset. And it's all a cycle, right? So rinse and repeat that whole process.
That's it.
Outstanding. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ed. I appreciate you having me on this. This has been fun.
It has been a blast and it has been my honor and pleasure to host you. I absolutely want to stay in touch because I want to find out how your journey continues. And if there's ways I can help, absolutely want to.
That sounds great to me. It's all about relationships, as Danny
Yeah,
Rosen said.
absolutely. Thank you all for joining us today. And a special thank you to our incredible guest, Logan Meadows, for showing his insights, experiences, and success tactics with us. We hope that this conversation has left you inspired and motivated to embrace the challenges of entrepreneurship with vigor, innovation, and adaptability. Remember, success comes in many forms, and it's essential to define it for yourself. However, take the lessons shared by Logan to heart as you navigate your own entrepreneurial journey. Embrace change, seek out opportunities for growth, and always be willing to adapt to the ever-evolving landscape of business. Thank you once again to our phenomenal guest speaker, Logan Meadows, and thank you all for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next time as we continue exploring the stories behind incredible entrepreneurs. Stay resilient, stay innovative, and have a wonderful day, everybody.